this is Ivan and Sylvie down from Canada. Why don't you tell us why we're here?
Well, we're here to fix Dane's Jaguar.
Oh, thank goodness.
Yeah, Dane got a complimentary PPF job just to get the Jaguar here.
It just had to make it. That was it.
It just had to make it, and that's great that they were able to do that. And I think it was a late night session that they
very late, very short time period.
Exactly.
Yep.
So short time period, very late. So it did its job. It protected the paint.
Yep.
To get it from Texas to Idaho. So great. But we do need to pull that off. So the first step will be pulling that off. We're going to follow that with a proper decontamination wash that needs to be done before any sort of coating.
Oh, that's going to look beautiful when it's done. Because right now it looks good, but obviously there are a fair share of defects just around the thing. Well, it's an overcast day. I get it. It makes it a little hard.
So it's been repainted. So we can see a few issues with the repaint. Like there's a huge fisheye right here that stands out. That we're not going to be able to get rid of. Dane likes to keep his cars. He's got 4 of them for sale, and none of them are moving. So, yeah, he fakes selling. No, seriously.
They're for sale.
Yeah, exactly. Air quotes, yeah. But nonetheless, we're going for protection more than we're going for beauty. Now, we're going to make it look as good as we can, but with removing the least amount of clear coat possible. We are going to be removing swirls. We're going to be removing wash marring, all of that nasty little stuff. But the deeper rids, we're not going to be chasing those. We're going to be rounding over the edges so they're no longer apparent. But someone who goes up to the paint and says, well, I think there's something here.
That's why I need to stop hanging out with detailers.
Right. That's still going to be there. But you're going to be able to enjoy it a lot longer.
Perfect.
As we said, the first thing that has to happen is get rid of the PPF. Luckily, it's only been on, what, 5 days?
Yeah, if that. So, I mean, it's only been on there briefly, and it got home safely. So that's all that matters.
One thing when removing PPF, you don't want to pull away from the surface. You want to stretch the PPF, and that releases the adhesive. On the edges, it's a little more difficult. They did wrap the edges, which is great. It shows the professionalism, even though they were...
Right.
It was a quickie job, but they took the time to wrap the edges.
I've been wanting to pull that little spot since I saw it. I was like,
driving you nuts. You just gotta get rid of it.
I had to wait.
Would you like me to pop the hood? Would that make this easier?
No, I'd prefer them to release the bonnet.
Oh, sorry. Yes, terminology. Here we go. Sheesh. Okay. Well, let's get that guy. There we go.
Can you tell Sylvie's done this before?
She looks very, very at home doing this.
You're gonna have to put that. We're working on the little edge.
Oh, that smells good. Whoa. Nice. Okay, well.
PPF as a souvenir.
You know, I'm good. I appreciate it, but I can run this over the dumpster if you like. Does this count as plastic? I want to say yes. It's in there now.
Now, one of the fun parts of decontaminating is you're able to foam power clean. We have a new thing to foam power clean, the Foam Pro 12. Now, everybody knows this, right? The pumping of the IK foamer. Now, they have a very efficient pump. They work super well, but we have this. Let's try that again. We have this, an airline, and a Schrader valve. So finally, and when it reaches the pressure,
How fast was that?
a lot faster than going up and down, up and down. Now, at 3-to-1, look at this foam.
Ooh.
And look how long the foam lasts before we have to pump up again.
Color me impressed. That is
spectacular.
very nice foam.
Half a car, and I still haven't pumped.
Well, and you've gone over it multiple times too, so you're not just...
Right. We're wanting a nice thick foam. We're wanting the power clean to be able to do its thing. And what it's doing is releasing waxes, sealant, dirt, insects, and now we're starting to need a little more pressure. But since we've built up a big base of pressure, you can just top it up with the pump. And I'm not worried about putting the power clean on the windows because of the fact that we're not in direct sunlight.
Yeah, it saves your back a little.
There we go.
Wow, not a bad little thing.
A must-have. Little do they know I'm taking this one home with me. Oh. Sylvie, put this one in the box.
He starts running.
So, we're gonna be using some Optimum tar remover. We pulled the factory PPF off the mirrors and it left a bit of adhesive residue. So, we'll spray the tar on. Now, tar does not contain any hydrocarbon solvents, so it's actually safe to do this. And it'll soften up that tar. We'll just let it sit for a few minutes and let it do its thing. Now, this is a special sponge, I was told. It's been used in previous videos.
It may have promoted a sale.
Exactly. But the 10% will not affect its usefulness at all.
No, it's 100% effective.
Exactly. So we're simply applying ONR to the surface. We are not scrubbing the ONR, we're not rubbing it. We can actually hear the contamination. We'll avoid the mirror for now. We can do the tar on it. Ideally, a bucket should always have wheels.
And we're claying now.
With Ferrex. We're going to use Ferrex as a clay lube. We have ONR on the surface. We have ONR in our clay towel. Ferrous contamination removers, like Ferrex, have a particular fragrance to them. So we want to contain it as much as possible. The way of containing it, instead of spraying it everywhere, is to spray it into your clay towel. Now it's your clay lube. It's going to foam up. Ferrex foams wonderfully. You can also put it in your IK foamer if you really want to get it everywhere. Now we are going to be polishing this vehicle, so any little marring that we might get from the clay towel, we're not concerned about. Now, how can you tell your vehicle is contaminated?
I suppose I listen for it. Like I'm moving on the surface of a chalkboard with my hand kind of sound.
Right. Now, there's another way as well. Let me get a microfiber towel. I don't know. Do you guys have any of those around here? Make sure the vehicle is dry and clean. Take a credit card. And if you're a professional detailer, take your customer's credit card. 2 reasons. First, it is their credit card, so it's not a trick you're showing your customer. Secondly, you have proof they can pay you. You can hear it and you can feel it in the card. And the card is not imparting any scratches on the vehicle.
No.
We're making a detailing video and I almost forgot one of the most important parts. So this seems to be a staple of any detailing video. And in reality, it doesn't really do anything. We've already cleaned it. Detailers like to see it. Consumers, not so much. This is generally when they tune out from watching the detailer's video. Now, other detailers will continue watching the video past this point to see the person polishing with their face too close to the polisher. And all to dubstep music, I think it's called. But the consumer that might actually buy that service from the detailer, they tuned out right about at this point. So we won't do this any longer because we don't want anybody to tune out. So we mechanically and chemically decontaminated in one step. Purposely, today, we let it dry on the surface.
Oh, what have you done to my car?
Can you let Ferrex dry on the surface? Yes, you can. It's gonna rinse away very easily. We have perfectly dry Ferrex on the surface, as you can see. It's not coming off.
Okay,
it's not a trick.
No.
And we're gonna start up the pressure washer, which is a little loud. They have a gas pressure washer.
We'll just not talk during that
Well,
bit.
actually, it's a JDM pressure washer.
Oh,
as
yeah.
I'm told, because it's a Subaru. It's a horizontally opposed single cylinder.
What is it opposed to?
It's opposed to being quiet. We don't have anything on it anymore. So the water's sitting there. We have decontaminated the vehicle. So even if we put water on it, so this vehicle has zero protection on it. I don't like drying with just water on a vehicle, and we don't want to use a drying aid like Opti-Seal because we don't want to put a sealant back on this because we're
trying to clean it up.
Exactly. So we're going to be using O&R, and we're literally just putting O&R on the surface. So yes, I'm going from the bottom up. It's one of those times when you actually can.
Huh.
Because I know I've cleaned the surface 3 times now. I'm just getting O&R on the surface to make it easier to dry.
And before some commenter writes it, yes, Ivan is wearing a watch. And a ring.
A watch and 2 rings.
What?
35 or so years of detailing. Guess what? I use a sponge. I use a towel. I use a polisher. I use different things. But I don't go like this on the surface. Never have, never will.
We got the twist and shout, and we've got a Korean waffle weave here. Yeah. Very nice.
Yeah, so no stress, and that's a nice sounding car.
Oh, it's a Viper.
It's a Viper, yeah. Nice looking car too.
Oh, now he's gonna try talking my dad into replacing the Cobra with the Viper. I can see it now.
No.
Oh no.
No.
Kyle, bad influence.
Keep the Cobra.
Maybe he'll just add to it. I mean,
that's a better option.
Not a bad way to go.
It's not blue though, so.
It's true, it's gray. We'll get the Viper leaving it, then I'll come back to you guys.
Very good.
Even I'm distracted from my own car briefly.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm a fan. There you go.
Give us some gas, girl. There you go.
Oh, now John too.
Bye, guys. Don't burn the place down.
The effects of lighting on a vehicle. If we look at this paint now, it looks spectacular. When we get it in that light studio, I think it's going to be a little different. Yeah, we can see the odd little mark here, a little line, got a few scratches happening here and there. But as a 5-foot car, right now, we have a great 5-foot car. We're going to make it a 1-foot car. Nonetheless, right now, step back, admire your car.
That is a very handsome car.
It is.
Okay, so we are now in the Infinity Studio. I've got Ivan here, I got Sylvie over there, and a little bit of polishing is happening now on the car. So if you want to explain what's going on, I'll flip the camera over to you.
Now, a lot of detailers, you see them do a test spot, they put tape lines down. I never do a tape line. The reason I never do a tape line when I'm doing a test spot is sometimes that tape line is hard to get rid of. So this is what we polished. We used an orange waffle pad with hyper polish on the Zen tool. And then over here is what the paint looked like before I polished. So this panel has been repainted, but doesn't devalue the car in the sense that they were well repainted. There's no runs. The color matching is good. They took the trim, they took the emblems off when they repainted, so you know, we're not gonna have a problem.
I like having a not perfect car because it means I can drive it without having to worry.
Exactly. The clear coat has roughly about 50 microns of thickness. You take a Post-it note, that's about the thickness. If you have a scratch that's 20 microns deep, and we remove that scratch 100%, we're looking maybe 20, 25 microns left. And what happens the next time you get a scratch in that area? You can't polish it up. So we try to leave as much of the paint as possible while making it nice and glossy and shiny.
Just like that shiny clean sound. Definitely not my phone doing anything. I've got John Hull here with me. He is a certified British person. How do you say it?
Jaguar.
Okay, there it is, folks. So for the folks at home who don't know what the heck it is you're on there,
that is a knee-lift.
For your knees.
Right. For old guys like me, it provides proper posture. It gets us low. We're not sitting on a stool where we're all sort of hunched over and hurting our backs. These pods go left and right for your knees. The little seat here is spring-loaded. There's also the rack attack.
That's like your personal favorite, like home straight from home, right?
Yeah, well, literally, the one that's over there is a little over 10 years old. It's seen better days.
If it works, it works.
Yeah.
But that is, yeah, it's a bicycle seat and a couple of knee pads and just kind of like a roller dolly base.
Exactly.
And gets you around.
Gets me around, it's comfortable. Again, proper posture.
I'm impressed.
Comment if Dane should be doing this instead of me.
Yeah, no, nobody wants to see that.
Dane?
It's your car.
Oh, exactly. That's why I'm stepping away.
Yeah.
It's time for me to go. We have our Thursday Q&A as we always do. I got to go over, prep it, do the thumbnail, share it around, get everybody on there, but there's a little more left. So I'm going to leave Jimmy here. He's going to record everything that goes on while I'm gone. And we're back again, guys. The car is looking amazing. You got it all coated now, and it's been corrected, but there's still one little step to go.
One little step, and that little step is Opti-Seal. We call it anti-customer insurance. You're gonna be driving this car home tonight. There's a chance it rains. There's a chance of whatever. So in 1 hour, we're ready to put Opti-Seal on. In 7 days, you're ready to wash it. It's chemically hardened at that point. In 30 days is when it reaches its ultimate gloss. The Opti-Seal is going to protect it for that first 7 days. We're going to apply it with the applicator, and we're going to wipe it off with a creature edgeless. So Opti-Seal, the less you use, the better it is. Hey, it's an Optimum product, what can I say? So one spray on the applicator, and we apply in a circular motion. So it goes on, it actually looks like a coating when it's going on, but it is a pure sealant. This actually flashes. So it's evaporating away, leaving the sealant behind. And as it does so, it goes to clear. Now, if you happen to have a high spot, if you happen to have something that you're not satisfied with, it wipes away rather easily.
I can hear the rain starting up now, so this is very good insurance policy.
Yeah. So you'll notice a lack of pressure on the towel. It's just, you're moving the towel across the surface. When the surface gets dry, you apply a little more to your applicator. Now, the reason we're using circular motions, it's not because I'm a fan of Mr. Miyagi, but if we go in straight lines, our one spray again, now we go crisscrossing, overlapping straight lines. Every time we stop, we create a high spot. So if you're applying coatings, that's even more important. With this, we can see in the center, we have high spots everywhere I stop. So if you don't stop, you don't create a high spot.
Go figure. Okay, so we are going to put the stuff to the test.
I don't know if you can hear the rain.
It's it's intense.
Using an IK sprayer.
Ooh. Beautiful.
Wait till you see this.
And it's gone.
And it's perfectly dry.
Wow. Yeah, there's not any residual anything.
No. So the sheeting engine is there in an hour.
Holy smokes. Perfect.
Just do a quick loop around here. Oh, nice.
I got all of that.
Oh, that definitely,
No traction, but it still did it.
oh yeah. This is a lake, Dane.
Yeah, I know, that's why I'm not going.
That is a lake.